Here we are still working on Kai's marker word being really strong. I want to get to a point where he has a pretty real response to hearing yes. But we're still charging that. We're still growing that. And he's just getting lovey here. We are starting to teach climb. Climb is a cure-all behavior. It fixes all naughty behaviors. Dogs cannot jump on company, chase the kids, chase the cat, counter surf, beg at the table, chase the vacuum cleaner, or do anything really naughty when they're on their climb. They can still bark, but realistically, a lot of other problems get resolved if we just teach a solid climb behavior or place, whatever you prefer to call it. Here we are just in the value building stage of climb. I'm just teaching Kai to love getting up on it, learning that getting up on it is what gets him fed, that the bed itself is what's getting him fed. I do want this to become more of his choice, but here on this day, you can still see he's quite nervous. He's kind of nervous of what's happening in the lobby. He's still uncertain about what I'm asking him to do or why. So we're just working on him, building his confidence and enjoying doing the work. Doing everything I can to not really force him to be up there or to get up there. I just want him to feel comfortable making that decision on his own. I also want him to learn not to leave the climb without hearing his release word, which is free. On this session, I decided to start it with a little bit of love. We have started to build a really good relationship, and Kai absolutely loves a good cuddle session. So if we want to start and end on cuddle sessions, I'm really happy with it. During this session, I'm working on teaching him to down. I like to teach down from a standing position, not a sit. So I like when they start to hear down that they know how to drop their front end first. See how his front end is lowering, elbows are dropping, and then the rear is dropping. When a dog hears down, I want them to think bend my elbows and then put my belly on the floor. When they hear sit, I want them to think bend my knees and put my rear on the floor. I build these very clear distinctions. There's no confusion in the future. And I don't need one command in order to get another command. So a lot of times people teach down from a sit. In order to get it down in the future, they then always have to say sit first. So I don't like to do that. So even if Kai had some previous understanding of down, he doesn't seem to understand it from a standing position. So we're just starting that phase and building and growing that. Excuse his rear in your face. Again, he should not get up until he hears his release word, which is free. All of this is so new. We're very fast with that. Again, we're starting some sessions with loves and cuddles first because we're growing that relationship, and Kai is just such a lover. Since we do have a conditioned marker word yes, here I am conditioning a marker word no. I like to condition this with nothing physically happening to the dog. Instead, when they hear no, I close my hand, removing access to that reward. When he takes himself away from it, I can then yes and reward that he took himself away from it. This is going to be important in the future if our dogs are doing something we don't like. I may not be able to physically reach you across the room, but I can say no from a distance. That takes a lot of practice, and this little exercise here that's conditioning the word is not going to be the end all be all. We will need to grow this in our sessions together in the future. Here, I just want you to see how we start to gain that impulse control, and there we pay happy accidents. He was looking elsewhere. He wasn't paying attention at all. So that's fine. You still didn't reach for that treat. I'm still going to yes and treat that. And again, we're going to end with a good love session. Kai deserves as much love and affection as he can get, and I really do like to celebrate with the dogs once I'm finished. Here we are working on coming when called. What is not seen in the video is that there is stuff happening in the lobby. You'll know that that's true because you're going to see Kai sort of lose interest here, right there. He's looking at what's going on in the lobby, so he didn't want to go after that treat that's on the floor. A little bit of nervousness there, unsure of the environment, unsure of what's going on. He's a sensitive guy, kind of sensitive to the change of everything. But my goal here is that when I toss that treat out, I get to recall him from behind. And normally when we're recalling our dogs, that's what real life looks like. We call them to come when they are not already looking at us. So here I'm going to toss his treat out. He gets to go get it. I actually give him permission saying get it. And then I recall him back. So I tell him to get it, which is permission to leave me. There you see he became nervous of what's happening in the lobby. So we are now doing recalls with distractions. And then I recall, and what a lovely turnaround right there. Good boy.